So the other day, I was at my gym and we were working on power cleans. And for those of you that don't know, power clean is an Olympic weightlifting movement, and it requires pulling a barbell from the floor and then catching it up here. That's quick synopsis. Anyways, on this particular day, I was feeling really good. The movement felt good. I was steadily increasing my weight. The goal was to build up to a heavy set of 3. And so as I was building the weight, the movement just felt good. Things were clicking, and all of this is fairly new to me. So I was feeling especially good because of how things were kind of clicking and falling into place. Well, I was feeling so good that I did a set of 3 at the weight, which was previously my 1 rep max. So the most I had ever done one time, I had now done 3 times. And man, that felt awesome. So I add a little bit of weight to the bar and I get down and I pull the bar up and I can't get it all the way up, and I drop the bar down, and just then I hear a voice from across the gym. It's Matt, the coach, awesome guy, and he says something to me. He says, "Hey, it's not the weight." And I look at him kind of confused, and he can see on my face that I'm confused, and he goes, "It's not the weight." And I'm still not quite understanding what he says, and he's walking towards me. He goes, "Why are you looking at the weight?" And as he said that, I realized that as I was dropping the bar, I kind of looked to the side at the weight. And he got a little bit closer and he said, "It's not the weight." He said it again. And finally it started to click. And then he pointed at me right at my chest and he goes, "It's you. It's not the weight. It's you. I saw you doing those reps with just a little bit less weight on the bar. You should be able to do what's on there right now, no problem. So it's not the weight. What happened between last set and this set?" And I realized as he was saying that subconsciously, as I dropped the bar on that failed attempt, I looked down at the weight. As I dropped it, I looked down at the weight, and I was thinking about how heavy that bar had become. And as I dug even deeper, I realized that that's what I was thinking about as I was getting ready to go into the movement. So, long story short, Matt has me take a little bit of weight off the bar. We go through each part of the movement over again, reinforce those fundamentals, those essentials in my head, and then I go again, and I was able to achieve a 3 rep max that is higher than my previous 1 rep max. So really awesome, really exciting. But as I went throughout the rest of the day, and since then I've been thinking about that idea of it's not the weight and how that can apply into other areas of our lives. It can apply into our personal lives, into business. So, for example, I work with real estate investors. Silver Street Marketing, that's our core focus, is working with real estate investors and doing lead generation for them. And often I'll talk to an investor who's struggling in their business, and one of the things they'll say is, my market is just unique. My market is hard. My market is competitive. And while those things might be true, certainly every market is unique, and they may truly be in a more competitive market than another investor. The reality is there are other people in that same area finding success. There are other people in that same area working the same leads and closing deals. So, it's not the weight. It's not the market. It's not the leads. It's you. Now, to be clear, there are external factors that influence and impact us. That's absolutely the truth. But when we focus on those external factors, what happens is something really important in our mind. You go back to me trying to do those cleans, the only thing that had changed between success and failure was a little bit of weight and right up here. Because previously I was thinking about the movement, each step of it, making sure that I was strong when I needed to be strong, explosive when I needed to be explosive, that I was following the technique and implementing what I knew I needed to do. In that failed attempt, my mindset shifted and I started thinking about the weight. I started thinking about that external factor, not about internal. Imagine for a minute if all we did was implement what we already know. Most of us have a lot of knowledge, whether it's from school, from mentors, from experience, etc., from books, from reading. So the challenge isn't, I need more knowledge. Oftentimes the challenge is, I just need to better implement what I know. Effectively, efficiently, and consistently do what I know I need to do in order to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. Now, even if an external factor is a limiting factor in our path to whatever we're trying to achieve, focusing on that external factor is not going to help us get closer to our goal. We do what we can to control or take care of that external factor, and then we focus on what we can control, which is us. If I think about it in my personal life, it's so much easier to look at the weight when something isn't going right. When I lose my temper, it's so much easier to look at whatever caused me to lose my temper. I'm looking at the weight. But it's not the weight, it's me. And I think looking internally, we can also be looking at the weight. I tend to be a very introspective person, and one of the things I work on a daily basis is negative self-talk. And if I have something that I look at as a failure in my life, sometimes what I'm blaming is in a weird sort of warped way, I'm blaming like the negative self-talk. I'm blaming me as a person, which is not accurate either. There's something in how I executed or how I implemented what I know I need to do in order to achieve something. So it's not the weight. I love that thought. And I hope it's helpful or beneficial to somebody else out there. Just remember that. It's our subconscious. It's human nature to look at the weight and go, oh, that's what it was. But it's not the weight. It's us. And I think that's super, super, super empowering, because what that means to me is that we have the power, we have the ability to more directly influence the outcomes of the things that we do. Now, that doesn't mean we don't have to work hard. I can't go to the gym tomorrow and just think about the process and the movement and all of a sudden double the weight that I'm able to do. That's not how it works. I got to put the work in. I got to slowly build and be methodical and smart about it. But it always comes from in here. It comes from implementing what I know and what I've been taught and what I've learned. So, hope that was helpful. I just had that thought as I was commuting to work, and it's a short commute, so I can get these thoughts out pretty quickly. And hopefully that was beneficial for someone, and we'll see you next time.